Jurassic Park has to be one of the most impressive movies for how well it was put together. The craftsman, direction, and acting. It's hard to see this film any less than amazing. However, for studios, it wasn't how important the movie was for others, but how much money it made for them. This mindset allowed this film to create sequels, turn it into a franchise, which should never have happened. Dinosaurs are cool creatures. We see the movie use them effectively, having them be the Frankenstein monster, where yes, it could be possible to bring them back. However, the idea of controlling them and making them into a zoo is ridiculous. Despite knowing how they look like, we have no understanding how they function, only guess. Therefore, if one screw up happens, it will make this go up in cinders, which we see that happen. After that, where do you go next for this franchise? And that's been the issue happening to it, because we see them struggle to come up with premises for it, other than repeating the same thing with people running away from the dinosaurs in a jungle environment. So Jurassic World's most intellectual discussion is turning dinosaurs into weapons, which is a joke. If we're talking about Warhammer Lizardmen, or whatever you want to call them, they're dino boys, then sure, go ahead. It's medieval fantasy. Make dinosaurs ride dinosaurs or have them shoot artillery. It's stupid but fun. That's the point, since that's the direction they want. But when it comes to Jurassic World, where it's grounded in reality, making us take it seriously, no, just don't. Their giant creatures are susceptible to environments and disease, and the amount of time invested to create a dinosaur and be used effectively is either going to take a long-ass time towards an unknown amount of length, only to end up being target practice. Sure, a Tyrannosaurus are 1,000 pounds of flesh, but they could be pumped with thousands of pounds of lead. So the idea of that dinosaurs could ever reconquer the planet is just so stupid. They could beat us back in the monkey days, when all we had were sticks and stones, even though ironically enough they were put down by a giant rock being launched at them. However, those good old monkey days are over, and we have guns and tanks that could blow them back to the Jurassic Age. Despite being the worst premise they could come up with, this is the best thing they have for the franchise because they're running on stupid fumes. Seeing characters trying to control dinosaurs with their force powers. They eventually decided to pull a page from the Fabulous Bottles books by including a girl that was cloned due to her real self dying from a disease. At that point, should the focus even be on the dinosaurs when they introduce human cloning? Now, they do try to focus on the animal rights of the dinosaurs, which will be an interesting discussion for the movie to talk about. Even though in the books, the way Costa Rica dealt with the animal rights was when learning Hammond's Project Island, their reaction was, "You what?" Absolutely carpet bombed it, but that was too much thinking for the movie, so they abandoned it for an auction with yet again another Who Let the Dinosaurs Out. This is why it's a niche franchise. Dinosaurs escaping the zoo, okay, then what? That's all they're offering. Seeing them go on a rampage, devouring people, they could just be easily replaced with any other monsters. Yes, I do find dinosaurs are cool creatures, but that's because they resemble mythical creatures that we make up. The only difference is that they used to exist, they were once alive. Therefore, the way they look like was interesting since they used it for their survival. Seeing them in fiction being used as monsters, why do again that I could see in a different monster movie? What made dinosaurs interesting was how the movie handled them perfectly. However, for this franchise, they have no clue what to do, and so we see them struggle over and over for a premise, so they say screw it and made it bigger, flashier, pulling a Star Wars by bringing back the characters. Oh man, look, it's the archaeologist guy from the first movie, or giving dinosaurs personality like it's a land before time. What makes me disgusted about this franchise is how much it betrays the first movie's message and the author's vision, abandoning it for their vision and not respecting what came before them. They do not care about the philosophy side of Jurassic Park that made the movie memorable, but the image of Chris Pratt riding his motorcycle alongside the Velociraptors, that's the vision they want. This is why it's so vile to me. It became a packaged product. It became the very thing it was against. Jurassic Park should have been a one-time movie. And you can say the same thing about the other movies that shouldn't have become franchises like The Terminator or Alien, where they just repeat the same story but making it worse, like a bad joke, being told repeatedly. I feel like those movies have more tools to be able to write something interesting, especially since they had successful sequels that were better than the original. It just requires someone with a brain to write it. When it comes to Jurassic Park, they never had a successful sequel or a trilogy, constantly fumbling from the very beginning. Since at the end of the day, what do you do with dinosaurs in a narrative? Something they've been struggling, scraping the bottom of the barrel for some type of idea, only to end up with an absolute dumpster fire of a franchise. And this is why it should have never been one. Thank you for watching, and bye.